Why hello there and welcome to my final video of 2022. Unless something really important happens in the 14 hours between when this video goes live and midnight. But that probably won't happen. Anyway, so I figured, the year's ending, why not do a little year in review 2022. So overall, the last year has been terrible. I mean, let's be honest here, every year lately has basically been just a little bit worse than the year before it. It's, like a thing where we're so used to it by now that it's not even a meme anymore, but remember around 2016, 17, 18, it was noteworthy that things were just getting worse and worse and worse, and now we just accept it. It's just part of being alive now. And honestly, it is a little hard to remember what actually happened this year since time just all blurs together into one continuous, monotonous moment broken up only by dread and horror. But fortunately, the internet kind of keeps track of when things happen, so I don't have to remember. I can just, look up what happened and when. So I guess I will start with the UbTub. So overall, the numbers are up over last year, or down. That's the thing with data, it really depends on how you measure it. My top video for 2022 was Let's Make Us a GURPS Character, with over 6,000 views and 1,300 watch hours. Or rather, the most viewed video that was actually released in 2022. In terms of overall views, it is number 5 between a handful of videos that were released in 2020, which, I'm not a YouTube expert, but I'm pretty sure that's not great. However, the GURPS video does still have the highest watch time for this year by a factor of 2, and also the highest watch time just overall lifetime of any video on my channel, just edging out the second edition video for total watch time over a number of years. Although that is probably because it is about 3 times as long as most of my other videos. And just for funsies, let's see what the gamers are into this year. PlayStation and Xbox users were overall interested in Pathfinder and classic D&D videos, although interestingly, they did seem to be more interested in Werewolf the Apocalypse than GURPS, versus the overall viewership in which the GURPS video was considerably more popular. However, the top 2 videos viewed on the Nintendo Switch were drawing Pokemon with randomized types, which isn't even in my overall top 50, and my review of Let These Mermaids Touch Your Dick, Maybe. And on that topic, I will just say, that is a video that gets a lot of views from people who were trying to find porn on YouTube. And most importantly, one person watched my review of Troika on a Wii. Moving on, I suppose the most important thing that happened on YouTube in 2022 was I very much accurately predicted that there was going to be a new Dungeons & Dragons 6th edition for 2024, which shortly after they announced, and then they put out the playtest materials, which I then had to make videos on because algorithms. Okay, it is kinda neat being able to follow along with the development of a new edition and provide my very important and insightful opinions as a trusted tabletop games educator and influencer. That is the most pretentious way to describe what it is I do. It is, however, just, a bit inconvenient that I occasionally just have to drop whatever I'm working on to make videos on the new playtest materials during the very short period of time where they are still relevant for, YouTube and other social media algorithms. Overall point here, algorithms are not fun. Also, after, I guess 2 years, I looked this up and apparently they've been around since 2020, I finally caved and started making shorts. And I guess they're not that bad. It is kind of like, a tweet in video format. The challenge of trying to convey an entire idea within the 60-second limit is actually kind of fun. I just still have this kind of overall negative feeling towards YouTube Shorts because of how insistent YouTube has been about wanting everyone to make shorts now. Like, to the point where people were and are really getting the impression that users were getting penalized for not making shorts. Also, I guess item of minor note, this year I did change the title of my flagship series from Some Weirdo on the Internet Reviews Obscure Role-Playing Games to Tabletop Ferox, because as I mentioned at the time, the original title was too long, too specific, and never as funny as I thought it was. But also, when I actually review obscure role-playing games, people tend to not watch them unless they are sent there by like a Reddit post or something. Because apparently brand recognition is literally just the only thing that matters. But now on to outside of YouTube. That's right, there is a world outside of YouTube. This year I ran my most successful Kickstarter campaign for Satanic Panic, the role-playing game, as part of the weird August zine quest, which admittedly was a little convenient because you got an extra 6 months to prepare, but then they announced that next year's zine quest is moving back to February, so now we only get 6 months to deliver 2022 projects and prepare 2023 campaigns, which has been fun. Also, there was this zine quest alternative zine month thing, because there was some controversy with Kickstarter and blockchains. It was a whole thing that people have mostly forgotten about by now, and at least personally was significantly less successful than any zine quest I've done due to certain logistical issues with itch funding versus more traditional crowdfunding. And yes, crowdfunding has now been around long enough that I can use the phrase traditional crowdfunding. Incidentally, that itch funding campaign is still going on, so if you would like to, you can go and support Eek Actual Monsters on itch.io. There is a fully playable version of the game available, just with minimal art and layout, and then, I'm also, as a cartoonist, I drew a lot of funny pictures this year, a lot of funny animals, did, quite a few commissions, although more of those is always appreciated. Also, I finally got around to setting up an alternate Twitter account for my NSF. And let's see, did I do anything this year that was not related to making content? No, I do not think I did. Oh, I did quit vaping, which that has been something of a 2 out of 10 would not recommend experience. I mean, I'm not saying that you should start smoking or vaping or anything, but if you already are, quitting is really, really not fun. And I guess those are the things that happened in 2022. I mean, I am recording this on the 27th at like 3 a.m. because that's how I roll. So I guess if something of note happens in the next few days, I will cut it in right here. Nope. Okay, nothing happened in the next few days, much as I expected. So let's move on to the year of our Lord, 2023. I guess the first thing that's going to be coming up then, Satanic Panic, the role-playing game, will be releasing in January. Definitely in PDF, possibly in print. I do not have complete control over how long printing and shipping takes, so, there are factors there. Then February, Zine Quest again. I've got something for that's, kind of exciting, or, at least mildly interesting. But, mildly interesting and spooky. At some point, I will be making a proper video on Fatal. People are still watching that 5-hour character creation live stream I did, so I figure I might as well take that information and put it together in a more palatable video format than a 5-hour live stream. And at some point I will also be covering the Chuck Tingle role-playing game, because I have it right here. So, but overall, I don't really plan things out too far in advance because they tend to change a lot. I should probably try to actually do that Q&A video I was going to do for 1,000 subscribers now that I am at 2,500 subscribers. So I guess if you have questions, you can ask them in the comments of this video, and I might answer them in that Q&A video. Or I might not. Or I might intentionally misinterpret the question for a joke. These are all possible outcomes to you asking a question. So yeah, overall, I guess my 2023 is going to be much like my 2022, except, slightly worse, as mentioned earlier, is the trend. Just, making lots of quality content for all of my lovely viewers. I will say there are some other kind of exciting things that might be coming up in 2023, but I do not want to announce them because they are not definite, and I kinda hate it when people announce projects that then don't materialize for years, if at all. So I guess that was my look into the future, which is significantly trickier than looking into the past, because the past stuff has already happened, and the future stuff just, may happen, it may not happen. It's all very malleable and timey-wimey. So I guess all that's left is to thank you for watching my videos and supporting the channel over the previous year or longer, for supporting me on other platforms if you have done that, for supporting my Kickstarters if you have done that, any way in which you have, been a cool dude to me in the last year and, before. Thank you for that. And I guess all that's left is to wish you a Happy New Year. Or not. I mean, I'm not gonna force you to have a Happy New Year. You can have a miserable New Year if you really want to. I mean, that's what I'm planning on doing. And thank you for watching, with extra special thanks to my Fight and Flail Snails, Samuel Gorski, Ranty Mulholland, and Toshirokuro. If you'd like to be cool like them, you can check out my Patreon, where you can get early access to videos and fun stuff that I make for the Patreon. But if you don't want to do that, that's cool too. You can still hit all the lovely buttons, like, subscribe, these other videos which either myself or the Cold Heartless YouTube algorithm have lovingly selected for you, which I'm sure are lovely videos that you will also enjoy. And I will see you next time.